Say when.
Okay. Go.
Now?
Yes.
We're live.
Hello and welcome to, I believe this is episode 6 of the Star Trek Adventures played on B&B. Last we left our crew, they had successfully defeated a Klingon attack, which was trying to steal a new and improved quantum torpedo that Starfleet was developing as a response to the imminent Dominion invasion. Um, there was a wrinkle while defeating the Klingon. The Romulans believed that Starfleet had actually stolen Romulan technology in order to build the quantum torpedo. Captain Nobunaga and his intrepid crew were able to not only push back and defeat the Klingons, but were also able to browbeat the Romulans into not pursuing the matter further and leave the sector and not really get into an engagement with the Romulans. Since then, many months have passed, and the Klingon Federation War has been going strong. We'll start with the captain's log. If Captain Nobunaga can read to everyone.
Captain's log, stardate 41815.5. It has been 6 months since the Federation-Klingon War broke out. Casualties on the Federation side have been mounting as Starfleet has been unable to respond fast enough to the ferocity of the Klingon assault. The Dharma has been in several skirmishes over the last 6 months, each time victorious in pushing back the Klingon threat. Our current mission is to escort a group of Java-class cargo ships. These ships contain vital supplies to sustain the war effort in the sector. To make matters difficult, Starfleet has ordered us to not completely destroy Klingon ships in an engagement. Disable the ships by all means, but do not destroy. Starfleet intelligence believes the Klingon High Command has been infiltrated by a changeling. They are of the opinion that the Dominion is using this war between the Federation and the Klingon Empire to whittle down both sides, thus creating a power vacuum and an ideal environment for all-out invasion.
So you guys are the majority of the Klingon war effort broke out around the Arcanus sector, between the Arcanus and where the Kitomer Accords were signed. Since then, Klingons have been you guys, you can see it. Klingons have been successfully encroaching, even though you guys have been victorious in your little skirmishes. The Klingons have been still successfully encroaching into Federation's space. Right now, you guys are kind of traveling between Starbase 157, Starbase 343 to Starbase 157. So in that Starbase 343, that's where Starbase 343 is, and then Starbase 157 is there. So you guys are traveling from Starbase 343 to 157. And taking vital supplies to Starbase 157, from where it would then be dispersed to close by Federation outposts and planets in order to sustain the war effort. You guys are currently in warp. If you just check something before I move the map over. So, you guys are currently in warp, and kind of in the center of the map, or like a little bit to the right of the map, you can see that there's a Dharma in warp, and there are 3 Java-class supercargo ships. They are the CS cargo ship Liberty, cargo ship Anna, and cargo ship Fudgy. this is who you're escorting between Starbase 357 to Starbase 351 to 157. 343 to 157. Bad with numbers today. So, you guys are free to RP at this point. Anything you would like to discuss about the war effort, strategies, any bookkeeping before the story moves on?
I guess Nobunaga just speaks to Lieutenant Sean. Lieutenant Sean, make sure you keep an eye on our friends out there, the cargo ships. Don't want them to get separated or have any mechanical issues brought on by changelings or otherwise. Who knows what's out there?
Of course, Captain. I've had some security personnel reporting back to me periodically, and I spoke with Ensign Lyra to run periodic scans around our environment to make sure we're keeping abreast of any irregularities.
Very good, Mr. Chan. Just let me know if anything changes.
Yes, Captain.
Cool. So, as you guys are proceeding through warp, everything seems fine. You guys are scheduled to arrive at Starbase 157. Let's call it 157. In a matter of few hours. And as you guys are proceeding, you get an incoming hail.
On the screen.
It's your good old friend, Captain Depardieu. Says, Captain, hope I find you in good spirits.
Yes, today's a little boring, honestly. Maybe a good change from what's happening right now around us.
Yes, I read those reports. You seem to be babysitting supercargo carriers, aren't you?
My favorite thing, babysitting.
Well, good news is I will be meeting you at Starbase 157. We have picked up an important guest, and the said guest would like to get your report as well and find out what's happening with the war efforts on this front.
Guest, are you gonna leave me in suspense?
It's our good old Admiral Talara. She just wants to get a first-hand report of how you've been doing out here. And we seem to be babysitting ourselves.
And Nobunaga kind of like thinks about this. So would I not have been checking in with the Admiral from time to time anyway?
You would have. This is just like, like all admirals and generals want to be on the front as well with the troops rubbing shoulders and kind of, ensuring everything is going according to plan. This is one of those surprise visits, and Depardieu's kind of giving you a heads up.
Oh, well, I know your interest in the Vulcan race, so keep her busy until I get there.
Indeed, Captain. And after that, 10-4 for some sake?
Of course. I'm trying to teach Lieutenant Sean some different songs.
Very well. Until then, Captain.
Nobunaga out.
Depardieu out, and then Depardieu goes off screen. Let's see. If Lyra can run like a sensor sweep just to ensure that you guys are, all's well across all the ships.
So that would be science and.
So this would be science and control.
Difficulty
1.
Focus should apply, I think, right?
Focus should apply. Yes, warp field dynamics, exactly. Focus should apply. Perfect. You can also use the ships. So
Yep.
if you click on the ships token,
I sure will. Sensors. Science.
sensor science, nice.
Momentum.
Get that one momentum.
Take it. Yeah, so Lyra's over there, or Lyra's over there, scanning everything around them, the other ships, the space around them, particularly where they're going, looking for any anomalies whatsoever. She will do this constantly, pretty much throughout the entire flight.
Mm-hmm. And Lyra sees something.
Field as in what?
The warp field.
Okay. Captain, the warp field of the CS Liberty appears to be unstable. And Captain Nobunaga. Very well. Ensign, or Lieutenant Hogg.
Yes, Captain.
Do you read Ensign Lyra's scans of the CS Liberty? It appears that the warp field is unstable.
Running system check now, Captain.
Okay, so we need to engineering. Okay. System check. The old guy. So you can do the same thing. In your case, you can do an engineering plus control and warp engines applies. Your focus. Task difficulty 1.
And you said what on the ship?
Nice. On the ship, you can do. This would be sensors plus engineering. Okay. So you guys now have 3 momentum in the pool. So, boss.
I'll spend 1 to obtain more information.
Okay. Sending you some whispers.
Okay.
There you go. You can role play that while I send you some more information.
Nobunaga's comm will go off short time after he's inquired.
Yes, Lieutenant.
Yes, Captain. Engineer Hogg. It appears that after running our preliminary scans, the CS Liberty's engines output, their output is dropping. Some kind of issue with the warp core. I don't know if it's anything serious, but it might merit a hailing. Because it appears that if it continues to fluctuate as it's doing currently, it might cause the warp field around the ship to slowly fail, and it would have to exit warp.
Very well. Keep looking into it, and if you have anything else, let me know. I will talk to their captain.
Yeah, the Liberty is an old liner. Some of these old cargo ships are notorious for not having done refits. It's probably just a simple mechanical issue.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Yes, Captain.
And he would immediately hail the CS Liberty.
Okay. And there's a female ensign that comes on your view screen. Captain Nobunaga. Yes, how may I help you, sir?
Ensign, are you aware that your warp field is unstable?
Yes, Captain. We are aware of it. Our engineers are trying to repair it. However, we are making very little progress. I hope to have an update for you in the next 15 minutes.
Very well, let us know if you need to drop out of warp, and then I can send our engineer over. Lieutenant Hogg has no equal. I'm sure he would be able to help you.
Yes, Captain. Excellent. We will try to fix it. If not, I will get back to you in 15 minutes.
Yes, feel free to communicate with our ship and our engineering staff if you need help from here.
Will do, Captain. Thank you. And then she drops off. Boss or Lyra, do you guys want to do anything in parallel? Or anybody else?
Renan would sort of watch the exchange, and she was rather terse with you, Captain, wasn't she?
Yes, and I'm wondering why she answered and not the captain.
Oh, okay, I want to take a sidebar.
Okay.
Since these are cargo ships and they are, they are being flown by like a very limited crew because the war efforts trying to put the more experienced people. So don't read too much into the rank.
Okay. That's
a part of you also believes that is where somewhere in these cargo ships maybe where Salis is.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah. But Renan, I want you to roll me an insight plus security.
Security. Insight?
Yes, security insight. With the task difficulty of 1.
Okay. Any focuses?
I would say espionage would apply.
Well, that I'll use a momentum to get 3 dice.
Okay.
That's a bit concerning. If that's okay, no, I know I'm not going to read into it. Oh my god.
So you use 1.
3 more. I'll use 1 to gather additional information and bank the other 2, if that's something I can do.
Okay, bank the other 2, so that becomes 4. Okay. Okay, so Renan, there's a message coming towards you.
All right.
I'd love to make the rolls, but I'm not on the thing.
Oh yeah, sure. Sorry, let me just move you there.
Captain, I don't want to provide any unnecessary alarm, but this is a rather troubling area for us to be stuck if the ship does have to drop out of warp. This is a very bad place for engagements.
Why is that, Lieutenant?
Just from studying some star charts and previous engagement reports, there was a heavy fighting in this area. It is not a good area location to fight in.
Very well. Let's hope their engineers are up to the task. If not, well, we'll have to deal with it. Lieutenant Hogg, if you could contact the Liberty and see if you can offer them some assistance. I doubt they are that well trained.
At which point, Lyra, you can see, almost exclaims at her counter. She's, I'll just play her so you don't have to go back and forth.
Yeah.
Captain, it looks like the CS Liberty has just dropped out of warp, Captain.
He sighs. Notify the other ships, drop out of warp.
Yep. So at that point, you guys notify the other ships, and
Yellow
all
alert.
drop.
My brief response to the captain would have been a half-hearted chuckle when he was talking about see what assistance you could do. As I was already working on it, Captain.
Okay. So based on the rolls you made, you have, I would say, I'm going to use your 2 successes to cancel out the complication.
Okay.
Okay.
If you're okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So, right, let me set something up for you guys first. Shields up or down?
Up, always up.
Okay, shields are up. Okay, so
And I said yellow alert. I assume that would
Yeah.
come with.
Yeah,
shield,
you're
right?
in the middle of a conflict, definitely.
yep, I just want to make sure always. Okay, there we go. So, boss, you know that given looking at the sensor reading, sensor output, you have seen these issues before. It's basically that the dilithium crystal matrix has not been replaced. You know that basically how warp engines work is antimatter matter is allowed to kind of fuse and mix in the dilithium crystal matrix, and then the energy expanded or expended is basically then used to thrust the ship. Over time, if not enough maintenance and refits have been done, the crystal matrix starts like kind of like collapsing on itself, and the energy and efficiency output of the warp system starts basically dropping. Now, given the fact that that the ship just dropped out of warp, it could be that that one of the systems has given out.
Yeah, Nobunaga immediately hails them. CS Liberty. This is Captain Nobunaga.
Yep, and yes, Captain.
What is
Captain.
going on?
Our engineers have just reported that our warp drive has suffered a malfunction. Currently, we are unable to travel at warp.
I see that, and he looks perturbed. Ensign, do you realize this area is not particularly safe for us to be floating about in space?
Yes, Captain. I am sorry that my demeanor has given away. I will strive to be more composed in the future. Yes, Captain. I did read the security reports. We would like some assistance from your crew, if possible, to fix this.
Very well. I will send over Ensign Lyra and Lieutenant Hogg.
Thank you, Captain. Right. Anything you guys would like to do before you head out there? Any RP? Any discussions?
Yes. After the ensign goes off screen, that was talking from the Liberty.
Sorry, 1 minute. Do that.
Yeah, I would. Is it Captain? I don't want to imply that I don't trust our compatriots, but this is far too convenient.
Perhaps. What do you think's happening here? Infiltrated?
I don't know. Perhaps sabotage from another source? I'm not certain, but I don't think we should just send Ensign Lyra and Lieutenant Hall alone. I think a few security crew should go with them.
Yes, I don't mind that. Cypher, out of character. How long is it at warp to get to the starbase?
Sure. You guys were traveling while the Dharma can do warp 6 at cruising speed. Since these are super carriers full of cargo, you guys are traveling at warp 4. Currently, going at warp 4 would put you, with the whole group, would put you at Starbase 157 in about 2 hours.
Captain Nobunaga says, "Hail the other two ships. If they see anything out of the ordinary, I want them to go to warp immediately."
And then you immediately hear responses from the other two ships. Yes, Captain. We will do as commanded.
Good.
You are free to roll an insight plus command based on all the occurrences that have happened so far.
Mm-hmm. That's probably no focus on that, I guess.
No focus on this one.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty would be 2.
I'm going to use a momentum.
Okay. Nice. Get your momentum back. So you would know that based on all that has occurred, based on the reports that Lyra and Boss have given to you, and reading the facial expressions, the body language, you would know that while Rinan's words have merit, there is also it is fully possible that this is just wrong place, wrong time, where an ill-maintained ship has given away, and an inexperienced crew is at the helm, and they're working with you, the captain, and there are war stories about you as well in the past 6 months. So there is fear, excitement, and not wanting to kind of mess up in front of you. Yeah, nervousness. So there's that, and then there's Renan's words. So consider both of them while giving the next few commands.
Yep.
Just want to give you that opportunity.
Lieutenant Chan, send Ensign Smith along with Engineer Hogg. If they need Ensign Lyra, then she will go over later, but for now she'll stay here on the Dharma.
Understood, Captain.
Okay, sounds good. So let me just set that up. So you guys, for a brief moment, bring down your shields as
and then Nobunaga does say to Ensign Locke, "Ensign Locke, prepare evasive maneuvers if anything drops out of warp or decloaks."
Back, Captain.
Okay, so first moving Boss and so Boss, you and Elliot Smith. I'm assuming Rinan will play Elliot Smith. Ghost will play Elliot Smith.
Sure.
Cool. So you guys beam, to the cargo hauler and make your way to the engine room. The first thing you notice, Boss, is that this ship is pretty old. Let me now make some things available to you guys.
Boss needs his name available to us in that token.
Okay. Hold on. Players. So you guys now have access to the CS Liberty ship details. So, Boss, you can see that the Liberty is actually quite old. She was built on Stardate 2348. She's at least 30 years old, and from the looks of it, Starfleet has not been able to maintain her really well. All the programs, the softwares that you kind of look at, all seem to be dated, and you are free to make any checks in order to start diagnosing and fixing the problem.
Okay. look in, he'll just kind of snort. Kind of like he's disagreeing with his surroundings. And just mutter out to no one, assuming that he's talking to Elliot Smith, but it's kind of hard to tell. He's like, oh, the ship is quite old. What's this? Like, oh, they're fitted with cerium krillide structures. Known to be unstable. No wonder the ship's malfunctioning.
Goodness gracious, this thing's a relic.
I've worked on worse.
There are two ensigns from the operations division. They come up to you. Lieutenant Hogg, is there anything we can do for you? We can assist in any way you want.
Yes, I was running a scan aboard the Dharma before the captain gave the order to come aboard. Says I'm assuming that you're having some kind of malfunction in the Elysium auto emulators.
Yes, indeed, Lieutenant. And they kind of like their facial expressions drop a bit. You can see that they're also dejected in a way. This is not their choice assignment when a war is going on, and they're like young, fresh Starfleet recruits. And then the guy he pipes up, Lieutenant Hogg, our records indicate that the CS Liberty has not been in for a refit for at least 10 years. The dilithium crystal matrix is close to collapse, and though the ship has redundant power systems, it has from your knowledge that the Java class ship has actually 3 nacelles, right? For anyone who doesn't know what a nacelle is, here. So if you can see the image, you see this part, the one I just pinged. Mm-hmm. That's considered a nacelle. So it basically collects. It's called a buzzard collector. It collects these particles and then it uses that in the warp drive. So the Java class actually has 3 nacelles, in order to power such a huge ship. And he says the starboard nacelle has actually given out, Lieutenant Hogg, but these ships are so old that when they built them, they did not build very good fail-safe systems. All the 3 nacelles are tied into each other. Because one failed, the other 2 shut down as well.
Sounds like there's some kind of issue with the emergency nullifier. Standard protocol, you should easily just hit it with a port phase emitter. But, let me see. Let me see what we're working with before I make any decisions.
Okay. So, boss, I will leave you there to kind of think about, based on the information I've given you, think about how we can proceed with that. In the meantime, Lyra, who you have asked on the bridge to be vigilant at all times, she says, Captain, long-range sensors are picking up something, but don't know what. It's unclear.
Of course. And Nobunaga. So one thing Nobunaga wants to check, and I don't know who I would probably Commander Singh. Commander Singh, can you tell me how much cargo is on the U.S. Liberty, and if it is possible to transport it to either the Dharma or these other transports?
Indeed, Captain. Let me take a look. And he kind of brings out his, data pad, and he starts skimming through it. And you're not going to like this, Captain, but she is pretty full. Actually, she's overloaded in a bit. We can maybe take some of the cargo, but not all of it. And the other ships are pretty close to capacity themselves. Whoever wrote this requisition order needs to have their head examined. There's just way too much cargo being hauled in these ships.
Nobunaga frowns. Can you give me the most important components that are being transported by the U.S. Liberty?
Indeed, Captain. So the Liberty is carrying mechanical components to replace on all our runabouts in this sector. They have medical supplies, grain, food, army rations, phaser rifles, hand phasers, and what is this? Yes, some additional mechanical components that are used for land-based vehicles.
Nobunaga looks over at Lyra. How long until you're able to determine what that is, Ensign?
I can try, Captain, but it is hard to say.
Do we have hours? Do we have minutes?
It's hard to say, Captain. I got the reading and then the reading disappeared. And something tells me that it was not some random event.
Disappeared, such as cloaking?
And when you say the words cloaking, you hear all too very often you've heard these sounds as two Klingon ships decloak in front of your ship.
Alright, so do the two other ships immediately jump to warp?
No, they don't. They're kind of, how do you say, like how do you say, like kind of stuck in the headlights as they see these two Klingon warbirds. Yeah, deer in headlights.
Yeah, immediately. He's hailing, "Go to warp now! Red alert!"
Yes, Captain. And they
now!
respond, and they, as they're going to warp, I'm going to use 2 threat. So let's see. Oh, let's change the music because it's no longer spooky. It is battle. Okay, so the Klingons are going to attack, and you can see that they're ready to. They want to attack the cargo ships. Your sensors clearly state that. So. Okay. Control plus security. Control.
You want to bring us out to the space, Matt?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
You guys are there. You can start making your plans. Control plus security.
Yeah. Well, I told Locke first evasive maneuvers, so...
Yeah.
Pretty far away.
Almost wish you would have said aggressive so he just get in and bang one.
I mean, I can change the command.
No, I think if we commit to evasive initially, then...
Yeah. They're pretty far away anyway, so...
Probably won't take much to hit these ships, though. Oh.
They're whiffing.
Yep. So the first Klingon ship fires a torpedo towards the CSS, the CS Anna. The second Klingon ship seems to be targeting the CS Fudgy.
Clench your butt cheeks.
Ooh.
That's gonna hit.
That hits. Roll location. Weapons. There is no weapons. You have to just go to structure. Ooh. 5. 5 plus high yield. What does high yield do? I'm getting all this stuff. If the attack inflicts 1 or more breaches, it inflicts 1 additional breach. Yes, it does. It's 5. So 5. So the shields drop to 16. Well, not really. No. they have superstructure, so 4, so only one of the hits goes through. And that's when the the call comes in, and they said, "Indeed, Captain. Sorry for the late response," and they go to war. Okay.
So I would so the first thing who would be operating the shields and transporter right now?
No one. I mean, you can have a crew member, but they would not be the quality of Boss Hog.
Yeah, well, I mean, how much would it take to drop our shields, transport Boss Hog back, and then actually
if you drop your shields will remain dropped for the round because it's a minor action, right?
Mm-hmm. But would we go first next round, or are they going to go again?
No, I just used 2 threat for them to go this round.
So technically, we should go again and then first.
Yes.
Okay. This is risky. How many people can we transport over at a time? How big's the crew on that ship?
That ship, it's minimal. You should be able to transport most of them out in one turn. It's a bare bones crew. All they're doing is just keeping engineering and flying. So there is like about 5 people, and then you're 2 of them. So that would be about 7. You can easily transport them in a single.
What is the skill to use transporters?
The skill to use transporters is hold on. Starship operations.
Control and engineering.
Now I'm going to do something. This is not my role. I just want to see what Lyra's stats are.
Okay, sure.
Okay. All right. So, Ensign Lyra, I think you need to attempt to transport all these people off the Liberty. Most importantly, and Lieutenant Hogg, please get yourself to the transporter room immediately.
Lieutenant Hogg, you respond?
Yeah, I was reading too, because I didn't know if I actually had a chance to do something before they came in, because I was currently working on the ship there.
Sure. I would say at this point you do have an opportunity, but it will be counted along with the Dharma's actions. So if you do what you wanted to do, that would be your action for this turn. And
if you got something to do, that's fine. But otherwise, I'll get you in.
Well, no, he would told me to think about it, and he'd come back to me. So I didn't know if I was actually doing something. You know, basically, I didn't know if I was actually going to get a chance to do something, and then the Klingons attack.
So basically, it's all happening in parallel. What I meant to say by think about what you want to do is, while I was moving the action somewhere else, you can come up with whatever your ideas are. You have the opportunity to do what you want right now because it is your turn, as in the crew's turn. But you can choose to move to the transporter room per your captain's order, or you can choose to fix the ship based on what you have been thinking in this past time. So it's
how much momentum do we have?
You have 4 momentum in the pool.
4 momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was to try and fix it, what kind of roll would that be?
Okay, so to fix it, based on whatever you've seen on that ship, it would be an extended task. It would take you. You'll have to do a control plus engineering. Basically first undo, disengage the system, so that it doesn't, so each nacelle is now working independently. Then completely shut down the broken nacelle, and then change the EPS conduits to just pick up power from the 2 working nacelles. So it's 3 tasks. The first one is at a difficulty of 4.
Yeah, that would take 3 rounds, right?
Yes, as in you can work. Yeah, at least 3 rounds. It'll take you to finish that.
I have jury rig is why I asked. I didn't know if I could just straight up jury rig the thing to go into warp in one action.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. What is jury rig?
Whenever you attempt an engineering task to perform repairs, you reduce the difficulty by 2 to a minimum of 0. If I do this, the repairs are only temporary and they last a single scene, but I can increase the number of scenes equivalent to the number of extra momentum I spend.
Yes. So you could jury rig to basically first
Have them enter warp is what I'm basically.
Oh no. So it's not. So it doesn't work exactly like that. So what's happened is, the problem is this. So you first need to disengage the system that is connecting all the 3 nacelles together, right? So that task itself is a task difficulty of 4.
Yeah, I guess. My task to repair it, I have 2 preparatory stages I have to go through in order to actually do the repair roll. Okay.
Correct. So the intent basically is that I'm giving you guys a choice: save the cargo, or save the people, or engage and do like there are many multiple choices. So it's up to you guys.
My plan is to do all 3.
Okay.
To get everybody on on our ship, and then engage the Klingons, kill the Klingons, and save, and then fix the ship.
Okay. So let's say
what do you guys think?
Yeah, go for it. Discuss this out.
Yeah, you're the captain, so in the end, your orders are going to be whatever's going through. I just didn't know if I had a chance to basically get the thing going to where it could go into warp.
I think sort out this issue, being that we're staring down 2 Klingon ships. I think sort that first, and then we're about repairs.
Yep.
Because it's not in any danger of blowing up, like from inside the ship, the cargo ship. So it's just a matter of making sure it doesn't get blown away.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But if you give the order to come back, I can definitely try to use the ship's transporters here to assist.
Yeah, I would want you back over on the ship, because we'll probably need you.
Yeah, because I can actually try to do the transporters there to get people off while y'all have your person there too.
And that's fine.
But what was your actual order?
My order was for Lyra to go to the transporter room, but if I'm assuming Hog hears all this, right?
Yeah. Like, always assume that there's open communication, and everybody's hearing everything, because
so you could easily say something like you can do it from there, right?
Well, yeah, if you definitely go to what Klingons, everyone says quickly, everyone to the transporter room.
All right, awesome. So
Captain, I'll lend what aid I can from here.
We'll need to bring out.
You have to lower shields, though. You can't.
Yep. That's a minor action. I'm going to do it. Right?
Correct, but then somebody else has to raise the shields up again.
Lyra can do that.
Okay.
So,
1 minute. Let me read something about that.
We're bringing Elliot on as well, right?
Oh, everyone. Everyone. Like, everybody on that ship, period.
I just want to make sure that you can actually bring it up like that.
Yep. Just let me know how it works.
Oh, there you go. That's why. Only tactical can do it. So only Rinan can do it. So on page 220, raise lower shields, tactical only. The character raises or lowers the ship's shields. Yeah.
So I would have to. So the captain.
How much momentum does it take to do another action, though?
Swift action 2.
2,
I think.
Oh yeah. So as long as you got 2 momentum, you can blow that to lower and then raise.
Well, plus Elliot Smith could do it too once he's back. Because he's one of our 6 turns, or 6 people a turn, right?
Yes. Now, I've been a little lax on that so as to give you an advantage, but I will say for this, he won't be able to do it because he's either tactical or security. So I've been kind of giving you guys an extra thing, but not on this one.
Okay. That's fine.
So would the captain not be able to lower shields?
So this is how it. Okay, let me read the whole thing. Okay, tactical only. The character raises or lowers the ship's shields. If the shields are lower, then the ship counts as having shields of 0. If the shields are raised, they immediately go to either their normal maximum score or their previous score. A character may not raise and lower the shields during the same round. That's the kicker.
Okay. Well, how about Nobunaga walks over to tactical and does it himself? Can you do that?
Sure, you can do that.
Yeah.
You can do that, but you'll have it'll be a task.
It'll be
in your case. It'll be a task in your case.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
So Nobunaga says, "Lieutenant, just get back here. We're going to lower the shields, and then we'll bring them back up." And then he stands up and kind of walks over towards Renan's station and stands behind him and stands next to him and looks at Lieutenant Chan and says, "I'll lower them, and you can raise them."
Aye, Captain.
And he puts his hand on the thing to lower them.
Okay, so this would be a security plus control, task difficulty 1.
I'm going to use the momentum just in case.
Good.
Okay. Momentum is at 3. Nice. You regenerate your momentum. The ship shields are down.
Lieutenant Hogg, please get everyone over here immediately. Shields are down.
Okay, so so this is what you have to do, Hogg. You can see your token on the screen, correct?
Yeah, I gotta zoom in.
Yeah, it's on the Dharma. So you will roll your control plus engineering first with the task difficulty of 2.
Yeah, but it's gonna be bigger than a 2 though, isn't it?
Why? Because you're moving from one transporter pad to the other, correct?
Oh, we're actually getting a chance?
Okay.
In my mind, I'm thinking a transporter pad is big enough to hold 6, 8 people, whatever the hell it is.
And I've been saying that the CS Liberty is not fully. It's wartime, so they have a very minimal crew. So there's about 8 people that you need to transport off that. That includes you and Elliot, and then 6 other people.
Yeah, I'm assuming that the ships have multiple transporter rooms too.
Yep. So, for brevity's sake, everybody comes to the transporter room that you are in, and you are ready to transport. You still have to go through the task of transporting.
Yeah. I was just trying to determine the difficulty. I'm trying to learn too, so I was just trying to figure.
So the difficulty is going to be 2 because you're transporting from your ship's transporter pad to the Dharma's transporter pad.
Okay.
Yeah. So
control engineering and then enhanced by the ship's sensors and engineering.
Correct. But this time, since you're doing it from the Liberty, you'll be rolling it off the Liberty's ship and engineering. Okay? That is the wrinkle.
Alright, and we currently have 4 momentum?
Yes, you have 4 momentum.
Alrighty. And I have an optical focus, yay!
Use momentum.
Yeah, go ahead and use one, because you'll probably get it back in.
This is crucial.
Shit, I fucked up, but it's okay.
I'm not a untapped potential.
No. What happened, Zephyr?
I fucked up, but it's okay. It's fine.
How so?
I will spend 1 momentum, yes.
You if boss does it, if boss does the actual transporting, he can't be on the pad, you see.
Oh shit! Well,
yeah
Well, then
But-
just have Lyra do it. Lyra can do it.
yeah.
I mean, that's what we planned for originally. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so my action will be running to a transporter pad.
Let's do this, right? Because I want to check something. Lyra, does she have? Okay, she has transporter's focus. Okay, so what you can do is, boss, is that let's say for your action, you basically gather everyone in that ship, and you lower the shields on that ship, the CS Liberty. Its shields go down to 0, so you can transport out of there.
Okay.
That's your turn.
All
Now, Lyra, it's you who was up.
Engineering and
Control.
control.
Yeah, instead of running to the bridge, he runs a bypass, and because he's already at the warp core room anyway, just runs a bypass and shuts the shields down.
What will be the difficulty?
I would say, in order to add a wrinkle to the problem, she has to do it from the bridge. So it's going to be task difficulty of 3, 2 plus 1, because you're not really in a transporter room to do that.
What's how much momentum do we have in the pool?
You have 4, and you will also be rolling off your Dharma ship as well. So
I'm gonna actually use 3 momentum for 2 extra dice.
okay, go for it.
Applicable focus, yes.
Yes,
That's difficulty 3.
task difficulty 3.
Roll the ship.
Roll the ship.
And this is what would that be under? Computers?
This would be under sensors and engineering. So
Okay.
task sensors and engineering.
Oh!
Baby.
Spend an
Cancel that complication.
So how does that look?
So she sighs, I don't do this very often, and she's like banging on the pad with her hands very quickly, and she just like has this weird determined look on her face, and all of a sudden the transporter noise happens, and Hogg and the rest of that crew and Elliot appear in the Dharma's transporter pad, and Nobunaga looks at her, and she looks at him, and she says, "They're on." And he looks at Chan. Ray shields.
Minor action, raise shields.
Nice. There we go. Okay.
quickly hit a turbo lift. Captain, we're all on board. Where would you want me? Down in engineering or up at the bridge?
Engineering.
Very
We're
well,
going to
Captain.
be going into evasive maneuvers. And I assume that's Locke's turn.
Correct. Before you go into evasive maneuvers, are you going to attack or just move to evasive maneuvers?
I don't think we have anybody who can attack, right?
Nah, I used a minor.
Okay, then yeah, go for it.
Target their weapons. Remember the Admiral said...
Photon torpedoes, Captain.
That's all we're at range for. Lieutenant, shoot.
All right. So
Fire
test,
out.
test security. Yeah.
So this is going to be control plus security, task difficulty 3. At this point, I would like to say something. Renan, you now have a new focus. I'm going to add it, and it would be Starship Weapon Systems.
Ooh. Interesting. All right.
So control plus security.
All right. Use our last momentum for it right now, because
Okay.
I might save that for later. So applicable
Didn't we,
focus now.
didn't we
Yes.
generate? We generated one moment.
No, because unless you want to take that complication.
No.
If
But
I-
we 3 and then 2. One complication is 2 momentum to get rid of. Or
Mhm.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
2.
All right.
So Elliot will focus, yes. Task difficulty 3. Okay, come on, ship. Okay, thank you, ship.
Oh. So that just misses. The torpedo kind of goes between the two Klingon ships and just goes out into space. Cool. Law, it's your turn. So evasive maneuvers.
All right, control.
So it's going to be daring plus con. Oh, and the transporter was a power requirement of 1, and the evasive maneuver is going to be a power requirement of 1.
Oh god, roll the ship. Uh-oh.
And the ship is structure plus con. Task difficulty doesn't matter. Structure plus con. Very good. So how does that look, Law?
So Law starts taking the evasive maneuvers and trying to get a little bit of distance away from the Liberty here, in case it gets targeted and blows up. We're not in a debris field or nothing, and keep an eye on the Klingons as he's doing it.
Sounds good. So everybody's gone, correct?
Mm-hmm, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ship pulled the swing on that one, so it'd be like, too much starboard thrust detected. Compensated accordingly.
Cool, nice. Okay, so now, all right, the Klingons go.
Actually, shouldn't it be our turn again? Because since they used threat to make them go first, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah, correct. Go ahead.
Okay. So Nobunaga's going to use. He's going to tell Law to. Shit, we shouldn't have done evasive maneuvers, actually.
We've done it now.
How much power are we down? 1?
You're at the 2, down by 2, yes. You can always click on the ship, and there's a and it'll show you the number in the green is the power.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so for now, oh, crap. So Lyra will do a sensors sweep on them. She will do scan for weakness.
Okay.
So that's
Scan for
control
weakness.
plus science. Right.
Control plus science, task difficulty 1. But hold on, task increases in difficulty by 1 for each range category beyond close.
Yep.
So which one are you wanting to target? Which ship?
The closest, but I think they're all the same.
They're yeah. So 1
straight across is fine.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. The task difficulty.
Which one's bigger? That would be the best.
Well, you could also roll for that. Before to understand your enemy.
Nah, let's go for the one. Let's go for this one. Just by the picture.
Okay. Sounds good. This one, right? The one I just picked?
No, the one above it.
Oh, sure. Nice. Awesome.
Difficulty 3, you said?
Difficulty 3, yes.
Do I have a focus on this?
Let's see what focuses you have. No, not on this one.
Okay. Test difficulty 3, correct?
Yes, task difficulty 3.
So I can't actually make this.
No, you cannot. You have to also roll. Well, you have to
You
get
should
it.
with the ship.
Okay, we'll just try.
Okay, nice. Ships, sensors plus security.
Come on,
Fancy.
baby, come on, boy.
Hey.
Oh, got it.
Nice. Okay. The vessel's next attack before the end of the sensor operator's next turn gains the piercing 2 quality, ignoring 2 of the target's resistance per effect rolled. Ooh, okay. Nice,
Yep.
nice. Okay,
Then,
so you...
yep. So she's like scanning for on the Klingon, and she's like, Captain, I found a weakness in their shields. It seems most of these Klingon shield arrays have the same, because she found the same thing on the Klingons last time. And then Nobunaga nods. He's like, good. Sean, photon torpedo at the bird of prey at 705 Mark 5. And so I'm going to direct him.
Okay.
Photons.
Hold on, I just want to make sure.
Yep.
Are you sure you want to do that? Because it's only once per scene.
It's only
And
one
this is-
what?
It's only once per scene
For the directing.
for the directing. So,
Clear, because I shoot. Yes.
but then again, you're assisting with that. So, if he, because, so it's up to you, but I just wanted you to know that it's only once per scene.
Yep. Let's do it.
Okay. So, let's do it in phases. Let's do you first, Captain.
And I might do something else. So once I might do my determination thing.
I like it. Awesome. Okay, so let's do your assistance first. So I would say for this would be your command plus presence. A roll of 1d20, and you have your focus of inspiration.
20.
Okay, nice.
Machine.
Okay, so Rinan, this would be your shooting task of torpedoes. It's control plus security. Task difficulty 3.
Okay.
Focus applies.
Do we have any momentum?
I should have generated at least one right there.
Well, it's up to you. Do you want to? So I'm kind of chaining you guys up, right? So this is a task difficulty 3. You have to roll, then the ship has to roll, and you need to hit at least a 3 to actually to have the torpedo hit.
And we've already rolled 2, right?
Yes, but if you want to, you know what I mean, right? You want to bank it, and so you just
so that's 2 successes, and then we just need one more at this point.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, we'll
But
just go.
hold on. But if any bonus d20s are purchased for the next attack, it inflicts +1 damage for each bonus d20 purchase. That's from Scan from Weakness. So if you want to actually spend
I'd rather
one momentum,
just hit him.
well, I
we might
mean, you wouldn't
More
spend,
momentum on the attack.
but you wouldn't spend. Yeah, that's what I mean. If any purchase for that next attack, so if we have one momentum in the pool, correct, before Nobunaga's roll, is that right?
No, you had no momentum.
Oh, okay,
All the
then we can't do it anyway. Then, so that's
Yeah.
fine. Go ahead.
Okay. So we've got it
Nice.
with that for all the ships. Oh man.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we have piercing 2 as well. Shot.
So, roll location, structure. Nice. Roll damage. Nice.
Not so
Okay.
nice.
So, well, not so nice. So let's go back. You have piercing 2 for every effect rolled.
So it
Correct.
ignores 4 resistance.
Ignores
How
4.
many effects? 4 resistance. It ignores 4 resistance.
So what's their structure? Not structure, but what's their size? Oh, 4 less. That winds up being a resistance.
Correct. So 4 less, and you shot 3. Okay, so
And we had way more successes than we needed, right? So we
Yeah,
get
5.
momentum for that.
Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5.
So we can add
5.
damage, I believe.
You can add 2. You have 2 extra. You have 2 extra momentum.
Yeah, add
Yeah.
damage.
If you pump those 2 in there, it'll make the damage 5.
We can re-roll. Can re-roll any number from the current attack.
So let me put it to you this way: the current attack is going to do 2 damage to their shields. What do you want to do from further?
What if we did 2 more penetration with the momentum?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was asking. We could do either bonus damage or penetration with 2 momentum. We could have 1 repeating for each, so we could do 2 more damage or 2 more penetration.
Wait a minute. Does the high yield the effects count for 2 things?
Oh, yeah.
We don't have a breach.
You don't have a breach. Not yet.
We didn't hit it hard enough.
I have 2. Just combat momentum. There it is.
So, Zypher, if we do 2 more penetration, how much damage will your thing take?
Okay, so if you do 2 more damage or 2 more penetration?
Either.
Okay, if you do 2 more penetration, you would have a total of 4 damage. Not enough for a breach.
So
You
why don't we
those-
re-roll? Why don't we spend momentum to re-roll the 3 blank dice?
Well, you only have 2 momentum. You can spend 2 of them to re-roll.
But you can only re-roll effect dice. You can't re-roll blank dice.
Oh,
That's what it says. Unless that means something different.
No, that's an effect die. The black die for the damages are effect dice, aren't they?
Well, here's the thing, right? It says the Starfleet symbol, but I don't know if that means a die.
Oh no. It means you may re-roll any number of challenge dice. It's the challenge
okay.
die.
So let's
spend 2 to re-roll 2 of those blacks.
We don't even have to do that. We can just re-roll. We can use 1 to re-roll 3 dice. Player may re-roll any number of dice from the current attack. It doesn't say that, because it's not a repeating. So you spend 1 to re-roll 3. I think that's the way I read it.
Yes, that is correct, because it is not repeating, so you can't keep doing it, and the new roll sticks.
Yeah. So I think that's what we do.
okay. So re-roll the 3 blanks, and then do I just roll 3 challenge dice to see what?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you click on your token, there's a
3.
Yeah.
That's a little better, I guess.
That's a bit better. Okay, but I think this will still work.
4
And then
damage and minus
Can we get
6
a penetration?
nitros.
Hold on. There's too much math.
Yeah. Sorry.
So there is 1, 2, 3. So 3 challenge die at this point, which you got 3 times 2 is 6, right? Because of the look for
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, reduce its scale by 6.
Okay. And then what was the other thing you wanted to do? Oh, that doesn't count through, right? You're just testing the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Reduce its scale by 6 and then 4 points.
yes, 4 points plus 1, 5. You get just enough for a breach.
See, it's worth it.
Do we want to just tack on a bonus damage? Or?
Save the momentum. There's going to be something else we want to use momentum on.
Yep. Okay, that's fine. So we'll just take the breach then.
Okay, you take the breach onto structure, and because it's a high yield torpedo, you get a second breach. So the structure is now breached twice. Ooh boy.
Worth it.
Ooh boy.
100% worth it.
So if its scale was a 4, then yeah, it's got some issues. But if its scale's bigger than a 4,
Yep.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
yeah, if its scale's a 4, then all engineering tasks to repair systems is increased and its resistance is reduced by 1.
It's a structure, so it's basically the entire It's the hull, yeah, basically hull.
If it's got a scale 6, it ain't affected by it. It's only got impact against it.
Correct. So, ooh, this is nice. Okay, cool. Nice. Okay.
And then
So it says for an NPC ship suffering one or more breaches to structure means that the ship has one fewer turn during the next round. This is not cumulative.
Nice.
Okay.
Did you roll to see if somebody got injured?
Oh yeah, we can do that. Let's do that. Let's roll them.
Roll one effect die. Might hit their captain or some shit.
Unfortunately, nobody got injured.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good shooting, Lieutenant.
Thank you, Captain.
And
Okay.
I guess
So
it's,
who has gone now? So
I think John, I, and Lyra.
So it's
yes.
Hog and Law.
So that shot would have eaten up a point of power.
No, that was a photon.
It's a photon torpedo.
Oh, photon. Okay, photon's not.
Yeah, I think it's just phasers.
Yeah, it's just the phases.
Okay. Well, remember this is the next round. We get to go first.
Yep.
You directed and shot, right?
Yep.
Okay, so technically, Sam and myself haven't gone. That's it.
Correct.
Yeah.
So Sam, if you got an idea what you would like to do, that's cool. I'm gonna be doing a simple power management.
We honestly might want to stay in evasive
Make them
Because they're-
close.
because they're gonna shoot.
Yeah,
Unless we
make them-
can, yeah.
make and go on the offensive when they're closer.
If they want to shoot photon torpedoes at us or the other ship, that's fine. But if we stay in evasive, it's gonna make us hard to hit. At the very least, the next turn we can move forward, then attack, perhaps.
So he
You know
has
what
to
they do?
he has to roll evasive action again, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
You
the
also need to
plan.
keep in mind the play of denying the enemy goes bad. Just destroy your own ship and leave.
Oh yeah, I won't leave it for them to take for sure. It just seems like they're trying to destroy it, though. It doesn't seem like they're trying to.
If we left, they'd take it.
Alright. So
I'm
evasive
not planning
maneuver.
on leaving. Yeah. I'd have to commit seppuku.
Okay. So what are you trying? What is going on?
Just do
we're
an
doing
evasive
roll.
maneuver.
Evasive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll ship. Give us more momentum.
Ship structure and con.
Oh, instant law, you beautiful bastard.
Yeah, that's right.
Doing
Cool.
loop
So
loops.
That'll eat up a point of power, though.
that lead up upon a power. Yes. So now you're at 12. Okay.
And of course, noticing the taxing on the ship's systems, it's in Hog will waddle his way out of the turbo lift into the engineering and quickly try to compensate for what they're doing. And it will be a controlled maneuver, no need to get daring heroics. So I'll do control.
We're gonna be expert with this by the time we're done.
What's our current momentum at?
We just generated 3, so
Yeah, that's what it's at, 3. Okay, so I just have to succeed, and then after I succeed, I can pump one to gain more power, it looks like.
Yep. You gain 1 point of power plus 1 additional point per momentum spent, and it's repeatable.
Yeah, so as long as it succeeds, I can pump the momentum, right?
Yeah.
I don't have to spend the momentum to succeed. Okay.
No.
I will spend one though.
Okay.
You might as well, because if you get it back, then you can spend it.
Applicable focus. Task difficulty 2.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Never rush me. Never rush me.
Came back just in time.
And nothing happens on the ship. The ship doesn't do anything with power management.
Well, no,
You get
ship doesn't
one.
do anything. Ship doesn't do anything. So complications should represent power being removed from particular systems, increasing the difficulty of future tasks, or removing options until systems are repowered.
I will spend. I used one momentum to make the roll. I will spend the last 2 out of the pool to remove one of those complications.
You still have a success of 2. Do you want to use that to remove the other complication?
Yeah, that would just mean fail.
Yep.
Fail
Power doesn't
fast
get
with no
regenerated.
complications.
Well,
That's kind of weird though. Can we do that?
What do you mean?
Well, if we roll 2 and the difficulty is 2, we technically did not generate any momentum. to take
Oh
away
yes,
the-
sorry. Yes, you're right.
yeah. What I was doing is, our momentum was 3. I spent 1 of it to gain an extra die on the roll. I want to spend the last 2 to remove one of those complications.
Okay, sounds good.
So,
As you-
so I succeeded in restoring the power by 1. We gain a complication, and we lost our momentum bank.
Okay.
Quickly as we're going on, basically, I guess since we're all sharing comms, you can be like, "What are you doing up there? Keep her steady."
Yeah, please feel free to role play all your actions while you're in combat. That's
Absolutely.
So, boss, given that the complication stands, if you'd be so kind as to scroll up on your chat, you should see that the latest Dharma attack, there is a roll damage and roll location. Can you please hit the roll location button? Structure. Awesome. Cool. So, I want you to then click on your token and roll a challenge die.
Just 1.
Just 1. Okay. So basically the complication was that so this is what happens. So you're able to successfully regenerate a power on the ship, but while you're doing it, you end up causing a surge, right? So as you're regenerating power, you don't calculate in the heat of battle, you don't calculate the equations correctly. You end up generating way too much power than that the EPS conduits can handle. It in turn causes the ship to actually jerk. And the challenge die you rolled was for structure. So it was almost like the structure getting a breach, and to see if anybody during that the jerk that was caused ended up like getting hit or banging their head against something. But luckily no one did, as an effect was not rolled. Does anybody want to respond to what just happened as your ship?
Nobunaga is like swaying towards the console where he lowered the shields, and he's like, "Lieutenant Hogg, what was that?"
It wasn't my fault, man.
It was your task.
What's your name? Is your name Law? How do you pronounce it? Law?
Captain Law, Ensign Law. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing I could do if you're not there's not enough power down there.
Yeah.
How about you even out the thrust so I can get driving?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it makes sense too because Sim's role, the ship was the one that managed to get it in evasive maneuvers.
Mm-hmm.
Says, tell that blasted Ensign Log to stop applying too much vector thrust to the starboard port or starboard engines. It's caused errors in the Tantalus subspace calibrator. It's not responding. I'm doing my best to compensate.
Yeah, Nobunaga's like, do better! And he's like, starts heading back over to his chair.
Right before my comm goes silent, all you hear is, "Wah!"
Awesome. And I would say at this point, only person remaining is... Yeah, you're done. Cool.
Yeah.
So, this is what's going to happen next. The bird of prey. The bird of prey is going to do... Hold on. Kidding me.
And the shields are down on that ship too, because we had to transport.
Somebody has been observing.
Yeah,
So
They
this
blow
guy
The biggest fear is they blow that shit up. Is it close enough to hurt us?
Probably.
moves in closer.
They gotta hit it first.
They could transport the material off of it too and haul us out.
I think
And-
they're bigger than the bird of prey, though. But that's the way I see them. But I don't know. Or they have a lot of shit in there. I don't know. It'd be good to get everything.
That was a scale 6 ship I was on, so
Sorry, which was a scale 6 ship?
the
They're scale 4.
Lexi or whatever it was I was on working on, it had a scale 6.
No, that was a scale 4. I think you might have missed.
Oh.
Yeah.
I probably read it
We're
wrong.
scale 6.
That's fine. Whatever. Nabunaga doesn't give a shit about cargo ships.
Yeah,
Okay,
shit.
here we go. And
Yeah, these guys can't hit shit.
Don't
Like it.
start talking shit now. Give it a minute.
so 2 actions.
Now they lost an action for getting a breach, right? Just making sure they moved
yep.
and then. So I believe moving's a minor.
Yes, so they lost an action so they use an action to move, and they lost an action because of the breach, and they attacked. That was it. That was their move.
Mhm.
So this ship just does an impulse. Actually, no, it does. Moves all the way here, and it uses 2 of its power to do that. This uses 2 of its power to do that. Just want to make sure I'm doing it correctly. Yes, I am. So that was its first action. The second action is same thing. It's where we go. Theory control. 2. Yes. Ooh, okay.
Are these at us, by the way, or are these at the cargo
No,
ship?
it is at the cargo ship.
Oh my god!
Yep.
I like it. They got
Yep.
a record balloon sword out right now.
Exactly. So that was move, attack, and okay. They're going to try and regenerate their.
Can't you spend threat to gain a success?
And
Um,
have a threat to swim.
No.
To
I
gain
mean,
gain a success, I don't think you can do that, right?
no, not like I can use it to buy more dice.
Okay.
So I'm going to. So the final action is going to be daring plus control. Control plus engineering. Control plus engineering.
Remind me, when you shoot twice in a turn, that increases the difficulty, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, it requires momentum to do so as well. Swift action.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Because they should only have one person attack, well, technically.
Let's see if they can. Nope. They can't generate power either. Okay, you guys are up.
Nabunaga smiles and says, Looks like they've come into a killing zone. Lieutenant Sean, focus your fire on that same bird of prey. Switch to phasers. And I'll rally.
Okay. Go
Which
for it.
is... Sorry, I closed it. Presence command. I would say...
Presence command.
Focus supplies, right?
Yep. Inspiration.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
How's
actually
that?
3.
Yeah.
So 2 plus 1, 3. Nice. So you
So
generate
I
3.
just- Yep. That's not.
How
an
does that
order
look,
turn.
Captain?
Yeah,
As you
he turns and they're right on us now. It's now or never. Let's, for the honor of the USS Dharma, for the glory, for the Federation.
All right, so we're gonna try to
Now,
repeat a previous
Do you want?
experience.
Do we want Locke to go into attack pattern Delta
Yes.
first? Yeah. And Lyra probably should scan that ship too.
So attack pattern Delta.
Mm-hmm. Omega Delta.
So
Omega
that's
Delta
still,
Beta Gamma.
That's still daring and control, right?
Yes, attack pattern. As you're fired up by your captain's words. Daring plus con. Yes, daring plus con. Task difficulty 2.
All's ready. Roll the ship.
And do weapons plus con on the ship. So click on the ship. And
Show me 2. Give me 2.
task weapon and con.
Load the momentum down. Okay, that's not good.
Ooh.
Use some of our momentum. Cancel that, please.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So how does this look? And how does the complication kind of happen while you're doing this, Ensign Law?
So as I get ready to go in formation Delta, like the ship still seems kind of sluggish to me. I'm gonna holler. I'm gonna consider, Hog, what's going on down there? I can't move.
I'm still trying to fix the problem you caused. Slow her down, Ensign.
That's not how this works.
Nice, awesome. So you guys are in now attack pattern Delta, Omega Z, OD
So,
hit.
are they in close range right now? Or are they in?
They're in medium range,
Okay, so,
so your
this is gonna
phasers
be
can work.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Lyra's stuff right now. Control. Okay, so she's scanning for weakness.
Go for it. Control plus science. Ooh. And ship's sensors plus security.
Oh baby.
Oh baby.
That's
All right.
One momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So that's piercing 2. If you and then if we use a bonus die or a momentum for attack, it'd be +1 damage for each die purchase. So
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right. So for phasers, I believe we can use some power here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see.
you're gonna piss off Lieutenant Hawk, but
Oh,
we're using my power.
it's my job. How much power do we have? Right
okay.
now.
So
We have 12.
Click the ship green button.
yeah,
12. Okay.
12. Yes.
Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna look at the.
I'm down there with a bunch of Energizer bunnies running around. They're getting loose. Oh.
Every additional power used
I want
plus
to.
1 the die pool.
I made a omission there. May spend up to 2 additional power to increase by +1 to the die pool per additional power spent. I need to add that up to 2.
Up to 2, so if I spend 2 power, I'd get 2 more dice? Or is that how
You'll have to spend a total of 3 power to get to shoot, and then to get 2 more dice.
And so,
Okay.
to me,
So-
that says, and so bonus d20s are purchased for the next attack. Does that count as purchased?
I don't think so, because you're not purchasing with momentum.
No.
think that's-
Hold on. So let's take it one step at a time. So to answer the phaser question, you will use 1 power to shoot the phaser,
Yeah.
right? As part of an RP, you can kind of hit a few buttons to amp the output of your phasers, and you can use an additional 2 more power to add 2 more dice. So instead of rolling 9 dice for your phasers, you'll now be rolling 11 dice.
Oh, that's for damage.
That's
Oh, it's for damage.
Okay.
Okay.
That
And
makes
you-
sense.
Yes, and
I was
you
gonna
right
say-
now have 2 in the momentum pool. Okay, you
So-
are in an. Let me finish. You're in an attack pattern. That means that instead of a task difficulty of 2 to hit with your phasers, it's now a task difficulty of 1.
Baby. Okay.
So,
So
you-
here's
And if you use the momentum to buy an extra d20 to roll 3d20, then if you hit, you're going to have +1 to the damage that's being done at the end.
okay. So here's what I'd like to do. This
Okay.
I'm just declare it off the rip. I'm gonna use determination. It's for surge of activity. I'm gonna use it's gonna be to protect those I hold dear. This is obviously a situation I feel that applies then, because failure in this situation means we're dead. So I'm gonna use determination. I'm gonna use it for
Okay.
surge of activity to take 2 actions.
Okay.
So the first thing I'm going to do is, as the captain ordered, phaser shot on this one.
Okay.
I'm going to use I'm going to use a 2 power shot to add punch die,
Okay.
and I'm going to use a momentum to get 3 dice on the attack.
Okay. So first things first, I've changed the weapon to now roll 11 dice. And I've reduced the momentum by 1. Okay. So click on your token. Security plus control. 3 dice.
Yeah, applicable focus. Test difficulty
Yes.
1.
Task difficulty 1.
Okay, we'll see what the ship does first, and then
And
we'll.
click on attack phasers on the ship.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll cancel the complication first.
Okay.
So it's we still get 1 momentum.
You get 1 momentum. Yes.
So location, structure. Oh my god.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's 11 damage.
No. That's 11 damage before. Hold on. That's 11 damage before. 11 plus.
Yeah, piercing too as well.
Yes. So for every effect, 8. So. Holy shit. Okay. So that's 18. 18 total. Okay.
Oh god.
Plus you get versatile 2, so your momentum pool now goes up by 2 more, so that's 4 in the momentum pool.
You can't penetrate more than their scale though.
No, so once you penetrate more than their scale, it all goes to their shields, and once the shields are depleted, it all goes to breaches, so it just keeps stacking up that way. It's like that's how the power hit is generated. So okay, so you have a total of 18. Okay. So
We have 18 damage?
yes, because you rolled 10. Sorry, 19. You rolled 10 plus 1 because he used a bonus d20 while
Yep.
rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 2 piercing per effect roll, and there are 4 effects rolled.
Ah.
So that's a total of 19.
Oh god, okay.
Yeah, the phasers are always the most powerful, but then you are now in like very close range, so it's pretty much like melee combat versus ranged combat in space. Okay, so of the 19, 16 gets through.
Oh shit.
Okay. Of the 16, so that's 3 times. Hold on. Starship damage. If the ship suffers 5 or more damage from a single attack, after reduction of resistance, the system hit suffers a breach.
Oh
If the
shit! I gave you
Okay, so if the ship is reduced to 0 shields by that attack, it suffers a breach. If the ship had 0 shields before the attack or hazard and the attack inflicts 1 or more damage, okay. So you get where was I? 16 went through. Of the 16, they completely remove your shields. The shields are down to 0. 9 remain.
Oh my god.
Of the 9 that goes through, it's basically a breach plus a breach. So the breach because the 5, and then the breach because the shield was down and you hit it. So 2 more breaches get hit on the ship.
That's a total of 3 breaches. There it is.
4 breaches.
No, that's 4, yeah.
Can you give me guys a moment?
Yeah.
Because I didn't expect this to happen, but
Me neither. Holy shit. Earning my money
Somebody's
today.
trying to be Lieutenant Commander Chon, I think. Singh doesn't do shit. He hailed somebody once.
No, not on screen. He handles all your paperwork. Don't talk
So-
shit.
you guys, I would like to show you this. This is basically what happens to that ship.
Oh man.
All right. So that was your first attack.
Oh
First
man.
attack.
And I'm not done yet. Alright.
No, you're not done yet.
Nobunaga looks down to Tactical and says, "So much for leaving them alive."
Zypher, just in case, because I know you're doing a lot. The phasers are versatile too. 2 points of momentum.
Yes, I've added those. So your momentum pool is now at 4.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Now,
Yay.
now. Attack the other ship again. Gonna use a 2 power attack. So I'm gonna take another. I know I'm killing you down there, but I'm trying to win this one. Use another 2 power attack. We're gonna go. We've got 4 momentum.
Yes.
I'm gonna use 3 to make it 2 dice on the shot. An additional 2 dice, or 4 dice, I mean, total. So I'm gonna throw 4.
Hold on. So just want to tell you this, that the so this ship has not been scanned or not been nothing has happened. So it's
I can't give you piercing.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
So I've removed the 2 power for your adding it to 11 on your dice, and you are in attack pattern Delta. So your phasers will be at a task difficulty of 1.
2. The second shot, right?
Yes, correct. So 1 plus the 1 for the second shot, so back to 2. So that kind of becomes a wash. Yep. So now you have a task difficulty 2. Okay.
Okay.
And you're going to use
3
how many momentum?
I'm gonna use 3 to make it 4 dice,
Okay.
and then plus the ship, so 5 total. But yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Go for it.
Is that me? Or is it Elliot? There I am. Okay. Task, security, control. 4 dice. Yes. Task difficulty 2. Oh baby.
Oh, baby.
So that works for me. And
Roll location. Communications. That's fine. And damage. Woo. Okay. So you guys have generated 2 momentum from this. So
Do 2 piercing or 2 additional damage, or do a swift attack and attack again.
Could.
Then you're going to be shooting against a difficulty 3.
Yeah,
Well,
when I
let's-
have a momentum to throw 3 dice at it.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we can get a breach here.
Okay, so let's see. So you have a total of 9. The effects don't do anything because there's no additional power. Of the 9, 6 get through. Of the 6, you bring down their shield significantly, and they take a breach on their communication system.
Okay.
Yeah, if they take a breach, then we could just shoot again.
Yeah, that's a swift action. Let's go again. Task difficulty 3. Make it a 1 power. Make it just a bare minimum power shot this time, though. I don't want to keep fucking draining power over and over.
Well, I mean, we only got we've got 10 left, and we got Hog to try to. I'd say go for it.
Yeah, another power. All right.
If we can destroy this thing before it even gets to shoot, then good.
Okay.
Use as much power as you can. That's what I say.
All right. So we're gonna go bold. We're gonna really piss engineering off, and it's gonna be on the hardest shot. We're gonna throw. So I say we're already gonna do 2. We're gonna throw 3 power into this one total. Okay. We're gonna go bold with it. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna use a momentum. So I've used 2 momentum to make another attack. I think that's what it is, right?
Can you just hold on a minute? 1 minute.
Sure.
Ian, what is that? Ian? Oh, Ian, this roll is on the other Klingon ship, this one. And Lyra never did anything on that ship, so there is no information as to what's the word I'm looking for?
Weakness. Scan
Weakness, yes.
Yeah, she never scanned the weakness on that.
Yeah. Okay, so I've reduced the power by 2. You now have, again, 11 dice. This is your 3rd action, so it is going to be a task difficulty of 3. And you're going to use all the momentum, you said?
Yeah, so I used 2 momentum just to be able to do this again, so I think we're down to 1 unless we had more. I don't really know how that's...
No, you only have 3.
I have 3? Okay.
Oh, no, you used the 2 from the roll, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you still
okay,
have 3 in the
perfect.
pool. Yeah, so you want to go all the way... Yeah.
So yeah, we'll just throw fucking 4 dice at it again, absolutely.
Okay.
And you wanted to use 3 power, not 2, right?
Yes, yeah.
3 power, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, go all the way, yes.
All the way in.
Mhm.
Could be big. So throwing 4 dice at it. Oh god. Make sure I got it for control. Okay, yeah, control. Oh my god! Oh baby!
Oh my gosh.
Oh baby! Oh
shit. Add damage or piercing, right? You could add 2 piercing or 2 damage. Or maybe another. Oh, I don't think you can do another swift attack.
no, I can. It's not repeatable.
Yeah.
Not repeatable.
Yeah, let's add 2 more damage. Oh, we could re-roll some of those challenge die.
Yep, re-roll all 3 of them.
Yep, I'll use 1 to re-roll the challenge die, actually. The blank ones.
Okay, roll that.
Oh, baby.
Oh.
Nice, okay.
And then use the other one for a damage, so that'd be 11 damage.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, so 8 plus, so 11 damage. Okay, 11 damage on their weapons. Yep, so 11 damage on their weapons. 8 gets through. Of the 8, yep, basically they get 2 breaches on their weapon system.
Juicy.
Because the shields go down to 0, so that's 1 breach, and then 5 more basically just go through. That's the second breach. So that's 2 breaches on the weapon system for a ship of scale 3. That basically means that the weapon systems are disabled. So that's, I believe. Oh, you still have boss and
Boss only, I think.
boss remaining.
Should we roll to see if anybody got hurt? If that's a thing, I thought you said that was.
No, that was if the structure got hit. So you weren't hitting the weapons. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. Boss, anything you'd like to do?
Power management.
Okay.
Don't get anything off the ship. I will spend.
You have applicable focus. Just keep that in mind because you have all sorts of power systems. You have 2 momentum in the dice pool because of the last phaser attack.
I will spend those 2 to add a total of 3 power.
Okay, awesome. So momentum down to 0, power back to 10. Nice. At the end as it becomes the Klingon Bird of Prey's action, they're basically going to go to warp and bug out. As the battle comes to an end, and where's my? Come on, small victory song. What do you guys do at this point? As the last Klingon has bugged out, and you have destroyed one of the Klingon ships that was attacking.
Excellent flying, Ensign Locke. And sorry, Lieutenant Hogg, about throwing so much power. Just needed to try to finish that fight as quickly as we could.
Hogg will be. He's one of those types to make sure he's kind of oblivious to the fact that the sensors are showing the Klingon took the warp. He's too busy engrossed in making sure the ship's together. So when you make the comment, like, oh, no, the Klingon left.
Nobunaga says, yes, he's gone. Make sure the Dharma's up and running, and then get that piece of junk working out there.
Understood, Captain. Just he sounds winded a little bit, real frantic.
And Nobunaga looks at Sean and says, it was some very good shooting, Lieutenant.
Thank you, Captain, but all of it was set up by the crew. Without Ensign Hogg keeping a constant supply of power, or Ensign Law flying, I wouldn't have been able to hit a thing.
Yes, well, when we meet with the Admiral, I'll tell her to talk to you about destroying Klingon ships.
Yes.
And he gives a sly smile, right?
He gives a what? I'm sorry.
A smile. Kind of smiles. Like he does not care that you killed that ship.
Yes, rules of engagement. A bit too strong on that shot, I'm afraid.
This is war, Lieutenant. Anyway, Keep vigilant unless we have any other surprises, but for now, let's get the USS Liberty up and moving and get to our rendezvous point.
Okay, so to keep everything simple, I would say over the course of the next hour, you guys are keeping things vigilant. Boss is on the Liberty, fixing it, and the Liberty is now fixed. It's been an hour since the Klingon birds attacked, and without being under any duress of any sort, and basically having secured this small sector of space, you guys have created an significant advantage for Boss to work his magic without any external distractions.
Mm-hmm.
From a housekeeping perspective, Rinnan, you used a determination, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay, perfect. Nobody else did, if I remember correctly.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Negative.
So eventually the CS Liberty is fully operational, not fully operational, barely operational again. Boss has been successfully able to disconnect the nacelle that is non-operational and let the other two nacelles kind of operate independently. You guys are about to head to warp and get underway when you guys get a hail.
Nobunaga, can we, when we get a hail, can we see like the source of the communication? Like,
Yes,
right away?
the source of the communication is coming. It is very it's a very tenuous connection, but it's coming from the Nightingale.
On screen immediately.
And as you say on screen, also your communication officer says, "Captain, it's coming in from the neutral zone." And at that time, you also hear Lieutenant Diaz on the screen. "Captain, this is Lieutenant Diaz of the USS Nightingale. Are you reading me, Captain?"
I'm reading you. What's going on, Lieutenant? Why are you in the neutral zone?
And you can see that on her screen, there is actually in the background there are like a few fires kind of burning in the bridge section of the USS Nightingale, and you can see like Lieutenant Diaz's hair is all frazzled, and you know that look. That's the look of someone who has just gone through battle. "Captain, it is unclear as to how we got into the neutral zone. We were attacked by the Romulans for breach of the neutral zone. The first officer is dead, Captain. Captain Depardieu is unfortunately dead as well."
Nobunaga just kind of like stares straight ahead and kind of steps forward. "Did you say?" And then he kind of cuts off and he says, "Very well. What's your current status, Lieutenant?"
"We are in the neutral zone. We're still trying to determine how we entered it. We were on track towards Starbase 157. But next thing we know, a Diedrich's class warbird decloaked ahead and started firing at us for breach of the Romulan treaty. We fired back. The Romulan bird is disabled. So are we. There are fires and hull breaches throughout the ship. Engineering is almost decimated. We are trying to hold the ship together, Captain. We request assistance, though it's unclear how you can, because the Romulans are threatening war if the neutral zone is breached again." And there's a lot of static on the screen as she's giving you like a quick thirst report of what has happened.
And Nobunaga is like, Engineer or Ensign Lara, make sure you get their coordinates. And then he's, I don't understand how you can suddenly be in the neutral zone, Lieutenant. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Neither to me, Captain. It is. Also, we don't know, Captain. We just there's a lot of confusion and disarray, and you can make out that Lieutenant Diaz, when you met her the last time on Earth, she's like Sean. She's a security officer, from the operations division, and it looks like she is now the senior most ranking officer on the bridge of that ship, and part of it is she's out of her depth. And there's a lot of confusion around her. All she knows is her first officer is dead and her captain is dead, and she's trying to think of how they are, where they are, and why that happened. But you can clearly see that there's no words, there's no mental connections happening, right?
Yeah, Lieutenant Diaz, do you have any sort of propulsion?
Negative, Captain. Both impulse and warp engines have been severely impacted. The Romulans targeted our weapon systems and our ship's engines. We are working on bringing the weapon systems back online in case they are able to fix their ship before us and continue their attack.
He just takes a deep breath and says, "One moment, Lieutenant Diaz. I'll be right with you. Hail the Admiral at base." What was the base number?
157.
157.
You then realize when you give that command, you realize the Admiral was not on the base. She was on the USS Nightingale, and that ship was on its way to the base.
Oh, I thought she was meeting them there. Okay.
No, so that's the thing. So she was on that ship. So they basically kind of like picked her up and they were giving her like the tour of the place, the sector, making sure everything was.
Yep. Okay then. Yeah. So he's gonna ask Lieutenant Diaz, what's the status of the Admiral?
And she's like, you can see there's a look on her face of like confusion kind of leading to realization and unknown, Captain. Yes, the Admiral. I will send out a search party immediately, Captain, but at the moment she was not on the bridge when the attack happened. I will have to send someone to find her. It's unclear to me where she is on the ship.
Please do that, Lieutenant. I'm going to contact Starfleet. And Commander Singh, get this rest bucket out on my viewport. Underway. Taking a different route. I want to divert to the nearest starbase that is... Basically, he's sending it back.
Okay.
He's not
Indeed,
sending
Captain.
it forward.
Okay, yeah. So basically, you guys, just to give you some spatial so that you don't feel completely lost.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ping a map section of the map,
Yep.
so if you can zoom into it.
Yep.
You guys will see that is Starbase 157. You
Can you do
guys
that
were
again?
moving. Yeah, sure. Did you see that?
Can you shift click? I see it now. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going
Yep.
from 343, right?
Yeah, you guys are going from 343 to 157, and the Admiral was kind of coming from somewhere like, okay, let me do this so it's much easier. So the Admiral was coming somewhere like this to 157. You guys were going from 343 to 157.
Are you
And-
marking up the screen? Because if you are, it's in the GM layer or something. So I can't see it.
Oh, I see. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
GM layer.
Yep.
So the pink line is you guys going from Starbase 343 to Starbase 157. The black line is the USS Nightingale that was coming with the admiral along that sector towards 157.
Yeah, so I know what I'm going to do. So Nobunaga sends a transmission to the US Anna.
Uh-huh.
What's your position? This is Captain Nobunaga. Have you arrived at the starbase yet?
We are close to arriving, Captain. We are about, when I last talked to you guys about it, it was 2 hours away. The battle and the fix has taken 1 hour. We will be arriving at the station within the hour, Captain.
Very well.
And then they kind of log out.
Yeah. So, still better judgment, Nobunaga is going to send the USS Liberty back to 343.
Okay. And the USS Liberty says, the ensign we saw before. Okay, we'll be on our way, Captain. Thank you for saving our hide over there.
That's fine. Get back safe. If they ask you why you've returned, I'll have it in my log soon enough.
Indeed, Captain.
And Commander, Starfleet Command, immediately.
Right away, sir. And then Singh connects you to Starfleet. Just give me a moment while I just do some housekeeping. Okay. And it takes some time for the signals to kind of go back and forth. But eventually, hold on, so I can bring that person up. And Diaz is off screen. And you see this name here. Okay. And you see Admiral Ross on the screen. Captain Nobunaga.
Admiral Ross, we have a problem. The Nightingale somehow managed to find themselves in the neutral zone and were attacked and disabled by a Romulan ship. Captain Depardieu is dead.
At that point, you see Admiral Ross kind of like, pinch his nose bridge and we do not need a war with the Romulans over this. We are losing a lot of people on the Klingon front as it is. Captain, take the Dharma out there. Do not enter the neutral zone. And find out what exactly has happened. If possible, fix the Nightingale, resolve the situation.
Yes, Admiral. I want to let you know, if you did not know, that what's the Admiral's name? What's her
Talara.
name? Admiral Talara is aboard the Nightingale. Her status is unknown.
Captain Nobunaga, give me a insight plus command. Task difficulty is no focus.
Okay.
Task difficulty is 2.
Do we have any momentum?
No.
That's tough.
Okay, so he says, okay, investigate the matter and get back to me, Captain.
Yes, Admiral. We'll head there now. I've split up the transports that we were sending to the starbase.
157.
Yeah, 157. I did not understand how that Captain Depardieu could end up in the neutral zone So using my best judgment, I did not send the U.S. Liberty ahead, which became disabled on the way, and we have just encountered 2 Klingon ships, destroying one before the other fled.
And he kind of he shoots you a look. You can clearly see that he's not it's like there's mixed emotions all over his face. Like, okay, you saved a transport ship, but you destroyed a Klingon ship when we didn't want them to be destroyed. But he holds his tongue and he says, "Excellent work, Captain." And before he drops off, "Captain."
Yes, Admiral.
"Keep your eyes open. Question everything and look at all your results twice. I need not repeat with the changeling infiltration. Anything and everything is possible."
Captain Nobunaga says, "Do you know why the Admiral was on board the Nightingale?" He just ask him flat out.
"I do not know, Captain."
Captain Depardieu had said that we were all to meet at the starbase, but they do not seem to know where she is on the ship, and I find that a little troubling. For more than one reason.
At that point, he's like, "Captain Nobunaga, if Admiral Talara is missing, that is indeed a grave problem. She has access to all our battle plans, all our strategies and counter strategies in the face of a Dominion invasion. She is part of a Starfleet High Council planning a counterattack and methods of uncovering the changeling infiltration in the Klingon High Council. She knows too much. If she's captured or compromised in any way, the repercussions will be enormous."
Admiral, may I suggest that you have Starfleet intelligence look into what she was up to last week, month? I hate to suggest it, but you said question everything.
"Indeed, Captain. I will do that on my end. And on your end, do everything you can to resolve the situation. I know I'm giving you a tall order, but do not start a war with the Romulans. Find Talara and save that ship if we can, because we need all the Starfleet ships we can at this moment."
Yes, Admiral. I will do my best.
"Good luck, Captain. Out."
Nobunaga just sits in the chair and looks over to Ensign Law. Punch in the last known coordinates of the Nightingale. Keep constant communication with Lieutenant Diaz. Maximum warp. Pull up short of the neutral zone. When we come out of warp, red alert, shields up, evasive maneuvers.
Aye, Captain.
So, moment. Set up the stream. Okay. Is there anything else you guys would like to discuss before we change scenes to the next thing?
Yeah, Nobunaga gets on his comm and informs the crew what's happening.
Okay.
We have a situation where one of our ships has been attacked in the neutral zone. It is the USS Nightingale. Captain Depardieu and his XO have been killed. We will try what we can to repair that ship or transport the crew, but we must not start a war with the Romulans. On the ship is Admiral... what's her name?
Talara.
Admiral Talara. We must try to find her whereabouts and bring her home. Question everything. Undoubtedly, the Dominion has something to do with this. Be vigilant. Be strong. And he sits back down. Engage, Ensign Law. And then while we're at war, people can respond.
Okay. And you hear... you guys go to warp.
Ships have transponders. What's the range on those? Was it inter-system?
Sorry. You're talking with respect to which ship? The Nightingale?
Yeah.
Yes. While they do have transponders, but it's not really that here, because they were able to communicate with you. You can look at the subspace signal origin, which was so the base carrier signal that was used to transmit the message that Lieutenant Diaz gave you. You don't have to roll anything because it's pretty straightforward. You clearly see that the signal is originating from within the Klingon, sorry, not the Klingon, but within the Romulan neutral zone.
And the ship, when you tell them to go to war, what was their trajectory?
So
they're disabled.
But wasn't this part of the cargo ships, or is this another ship completely different?
Oh, so you missed that. So the ship that is disabled is the USS Nightingale. The USS Nightingale is just like the Dharma. It's a starship.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was getting confused. I thought it was one of the ones that you sent fleeing away.
Mm-mm.
No, that was the Klingon ship that fleeing away.
Well, no. When the battle began, he immediately told 2 cargo ships to go to warp. And then,
yes, yeah. So those 2 are going to go to Starbase 157.
Yeah, that's where I was getting confused. I thought it was one of those 2 that evac'd right when the fight broke out.
Oh no, it's not that. This is a completely new problem. You have now a starship that is inside the Romulan neutral zone. It has been attacked by the Romulans. They have disabled the Romulans in turn. Captain Depardieu, who is a close friend of Captain Nobunaga and a Starfleet captain, has been killed. His XO has been killed. The Admiral Talara, who you people have worked with before, she is supposedly on the ship and is unaccounted for. So it's a whole new mess that has happened in tandem with what has happened.
Yeah. Nobunaga is sitting in his chair waiting for anybody to talk to him that they might. He is sitting there kind of like stone-faced and brooding as you're flying.
Always the skeptic. Hog will transmit back. I'm assuming you said they have no idea how they wound up in the Romulan neutral zone.
That's what they have said. It doesn't make sense to me either.
I find it strange that Admiral Talara was also on the ship, and yet she has not assumed command of the situation.
She could be dead or injured. It's hard to say. But yes, if she is able and not taken control of the ship, it makes no sense at all. I'm assuming everybody of importance has been scanned by these changeling phaser things, right?
Yep. But you would also know, as a captain of a starship and a veteran of combat, that no system is ever foolproof.
Yep, right.
Nor can it operate 24/7.
Yeah, correct. And Nobunaga says, I don't want to leap to conclusions, but as Admiral Ross said, we will question everything. If we find the Admiral, she will be scanned immediately.
Now, I'm assuming every ship has a protocol whenever they do disembarking journeys. They do log entries, and it's all transmitted to one central database. Hence, why our computers have, or hence why our ships have computers. It's kind of like a email system, so to speak. I was saying, just like, do you honestly suspect the Dominion? Says, might I suggest you contact Starfleet, see if there was any last-minute changes to their crew.
That's not a bad idea, Engineer Hogg. Ensign Lyra. Or whoever would be. Probably that'd be a Singh thing. Commander Singh?
I would say Lyra for this.
Okay.
Commander Singh is me, who's a little useless, but
Yeah. I think that's the main goal. We're supposed to be doing stuff. The NPCs he pulled out of his ass, but we're supposed to be doing this stuff.
I'm using Commander Singh in case, like, if you want to have like a discussion with your XO about anything related to Starfleet protocol, or kind of.
It's all good. So basically, why don't you do it, Sam, since you're just sitting in the chair there. You can do Lyra.
So let me give Sim access to Lyra. Everybody has access to Lyra.
Yeah,
she gets around.
I don't know. Have you seen her picture? I don't think that's a good thing.
Denobulan. Okay, so Sim, you can click on Lyra's token on the screen. This would be an engineering plus computers. Sorry, engineering plus not computers. Sorry, engineering plus reason. The task difficulty is 1.
Is it epical door?
Yes, task difficulty. Focus applies. Task difficulty is 1. Awesome. You can roll off the ship. So if you click on the ship's token, so you guys have more. If you click on task computers and engineering. Nice.
Yeah, that's only one thing. That if it was Dominion on the ship, they could have easily did a ninja leap Hakiba and just assumed the identity of an existing crewman.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, so Sim, Lyra. So you see that you look through all the logs. You scan the logs past a few weeks, even a month, like a Boss Hog suggested, and there seems to be no discrepancy. The USS Nightingale docked twice in the past 6 months at Starbase 157. In addition to Starbase 157, where it had docked twice, it had also docked at Deep Space K7. And you can see that on Deep Space K7, that is where Admiral Talara came on board. This was less than maybe a week ago. So the USS Nightingale has docked over the past 6 months twice at Starbase 157. Both the times, the same number of crew, the same crew, got off for some R&R, and then it got back on again. And then in the past week or so, it had docked at Starbase, Deep Space K7, and Admiral Talara had come on board at that time. And
I'll relay that information.
Okay.
Nobunaga nods and Ensign, can you backtrack where Admiral Talara came from before Deep Space K7. Her manifest logs. Where has she been?
Okay.
Same thing.
Yep, same thing. But this time, the task difficulty is. Let's see. Roll it. Let's see what you get. Forget the task difficulty. Just roll the same thing. Okay, perfect. So, and yeah, do the ship's computers or computers plus engineering. Okay, so you see that there is records of Admiral Talara getting into Deep Space K7. There is records of Admiral Talara leaving Earth. But between Earth and Deep Space K7, you basically get a message saying restricted information.
Yeah.
They're like that as well.
Can you change your name to just Law from Ensign Law to just Law? Because when I'm trying to whisper, it just comes up as Ensign, and I don't know if it's going to come to you or somebody else.
No, I was having the same issue with Ailing Wolf when I was trying to whisper him back one time.
I'll give you a macro. I found one. It's a clicky. It's a macro where you target a token on the board.
Oh, nice.
So, Nobunaga says, well, I don't see this as being too much of a problem for somebody to give me access. Let's see. And Commander Singh, tell Starfleet what we need. We need these records. Ensign Lyra, make sure the commander has that to send. Let's see how tight-lipped they want to be with one of their own.
So, you guys send out the request, and you guys are still. I'm assuming you guys are warping at maximum speed, right?
Oh, yeah.
Maximum warp.
Yeah, we're trying to get
So
there.
this is all happening in parallel, okay?
Yep.
You guys send out the request, and there is no response.
So would we have been sending that to Starfleet?
Yep, you send the message to Starfleet. Starfleet received the message and acknowledged, but there is no response.
Oh, then Nobunaga's going to bring somebody up on vid.
Okay. Who do you want to bring up? You want to bring Admiral Ross back up on the vid?
Who would we have sent that to, that exact message?
You would have sent it to basically like Starfleet Command. Now, Starfleet Command is while it is a military organization, also a bureaucratic organization.
Yeah.
And
he is like fine. He doesn't want to really, but
But
Hail
I would
Admiral.
say,
Yeah,
I would say, go ahead and roll insight plus command.
Focus.
Diplomacy for this one, for what I have in mind.
You good?
1 minute, just typing some message to
Yeah,
you.
you're good. Yeah. Hail Admiral Ross.
So you guys hail Admiral Ross, and Comes back on the screen. Captain Nobunaga, what is it?
We're en route, Admiral. I'm trying to access some information on the last few weeks for the Admiral. Attempting to see where she came from, how she got to Deep Space K7. But my request is being ignored. If you want me to get out there with eyes clear, then I'm going to need this information. And I'm going to need you to push it through.
That is strange, Captain. Let me take a look. And you can see him like kind of, at his desk typing furiously on his keyboard, and kind of over the intercom, you can hear like. And he kind of then turns back to the view screen, and he's like, Captain, I can't explain why, but it seems that I have been locked out of the system and I'm unable to access Admiral Talara's files. The system shows that she was on some sort of a clandestine visit. But there are several inconsistencies. For one, Deep Space K7, there is no reason for Admiral Talara to be there. The second is the reason being stated for these files is that for tactical purposes, I am head of tactical at Starfleet Command, so I should have access to all of this. So if her trip was for tactical reasons, it should have gone across my desk, and it has not.
Admiral, I would have someone from cryptography to attempt to break into that system.
You read my mind, Captain. I'm going to get them to do that. I'll have Starfleet intelligence work on this with top priority. I do not know what this means, Captain, but you need to get to the bottom of this quickly.
Nabanaya nods. I would have people to try to do detective work the old-fashioned way. See who had saw her last and where she was leaving to from Earth. Check the manifests. But that will take time, of course.
Yes, but I believe your idea is a right approach. We will decrypt these files to see what is being hidden from our eyes. In the meantime, get to the Nightingale as quickly as you can and do a thorough ship search. Find the Admiral, get that ship out of there, and save those people if you can without starting a war. Admiral Ross out.
The last thing is... Yeah, go ahead.
Mine was a quick interjection, Zypher.
Uh-huh.
In the Star Trek channel.
Uh-huh. Oh, hold on. Okay.
I gave you a macro if you want to apply it as universal for everybody.
Nice. Thank you.
And all it does is when you click it, it'll bring up a pop-up that says choose target. And I can target anyone, like I'm going to target the captain right now, I think. There's a captain. And then it'll say input value message. You just type in whatever, and it'll do the rest.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Now, the GM's easy. Anybody can just do a WGM.
Yeah, but the fact that I can click on someone...
Yeah. But I don't know how you dock it in the bottom of the bay.
Oh, that's basically you just say in bar. You just click on.
But don't we have to do that?
We have to set. So Zypher would set it up, and then we would have to allow it in our settings. So if you go into settings, and you should see something that says, where is it?
Yeah, it's like it also says show to players. Like right now, only visible to Zypher, but I can do it like show to players. Now everyone should see it called Whisper 2. Do you guys see it? At the bottom under your names?
No, because
No.
because you have to go into settings and enable that macro bar.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, you can do it as players.
It's in the macros. Yes. What we have to do is go to the Whisper 2 and then click bar Whisper 2.
Yeah, click on Whisper 2. Do you guys see Whisper 2?
Yeah, anybody who doesn't see it, go to your macros and enable it. It's there. You just have to put it in a bar.
Yeah.
Yep, show macro quick bar.
It's in the collection sign. It's got like 3 dots and then 3 dashes. When you left click on that, it'll show macros. And on Whisper 2, just check the box. It says in bar, and it'll bring it up on the bottom. And then you can actually color it, rename it, whatever you want, so it stands out.
Yeah, you can put in bar, click in bar, and it'll.
Cool.
But it's really easy to do. It's just whenever you click on it, it'll say choose target. That way you can target whoever's on the map to whisper 'em.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did you just get my test message?
Yeah, I get it.
Perfect, yeah. So that's nice.
Okay. So the last thing Nobunaga's gonna say is, Ensign Lyra, can you tell me the coordinates of the nearest starship?
Okay, so you don't need to roll for this. You can quickly see tactical and look at basic and starship information. Give me a moment. The nearest starship. So the nearest starships are actually here.
Where was that?
Do you guys see the map now?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to draw.
Make sure you're in the right layer.
Yeah, do you guys see that blue circle I've
Oh
drawn
god,
there?
all the way over there.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's Agilon and Agilon Prime. There are 2 starships there, trying to help. So this is all being read by Lyra of the computer readout. There are 2 starships there near Agilon Prime, trying to rescue, Federation civilians off the planets there. There is 1 starship over here, basically on patrol along the Klingon border. There are a couple of starships here, near the Delta outpost. There's 1 starship here.
What's this guy's duties currently?
He's on patrol in that area.
So Nobunaga's gonna hail or send a message, giving him all the information, requesting that he basically request permission to fly out here and give us backup.
Okay, so I would say that is in motion.
Okay,
that's good.
yeah, just in case as well.
Sounds good. That's a good strategy and ploy. So the message has gone out, and you are waiting to hear a response, but you don't have a response yet.
Yeah, heading there anyway, regardless. So.
Anything else you guys would like to prepare before we change this scene?
Nope.
Cool. So you guys, following captain's orders, Ensign Law brings you guys at the very edge of the neutral zone. And you guys can see that in the distance there is, like on your view screen, there is the USS Nightingale right there. You can see that the structure of the ship has had disruptor fires on it, and the nacelles are actually kind of leaving out a plasma trail. Not very far from them is a Diedrich's class Romulan warbird that is also kind of disabled and kind of in space. It's unclear as to how badly damaged they are, but basically you can see that these two ships are in stalemate. And as you guys come into that zone, you suddenly have an incoming hail from the Romulans.
On screen, Commander.
On screen. Do you guys see the nameplate?
Of them?
Of them, yeah, the Romulans on the screen.
A Diedrich's class warbird.
Oh, sorry. Okay, cool. Thanks for reminding me.
Yep.
Okay, so now you're back on a bridge, and on your screen you now see the Romulans that have hailed you.
Yeah. Yep. Commander Merlot. So this is.
Merrock. Commander Merrock. Merlot.
Sorry, it's zoomed out pretty good, so you don't.
Okay.
Merrock, okay.
Captain of the Starfleet ship that is on the edge of the Romulan neutral zone. State your intent and purpose.
My intent and purpose is to recover our damaged ship, nothing more.
Recover. And he kind of leans a little forward, you can see he's an older Romulan gentleman. Well, if you can call a Romulan a gentleman, that is. And he's Captain Oda Nobunaga. Well. I have heard a lot about you in Commander Taleria's reports. I wondered if I would come across you while patrolling this region. Well, it seems that my luck has beared fruit. Indeed. Well, Captain, it seems you are presuming a lot of things, aren't you? Retrieve Klingon wartime property. Your ship clearly entered the Romulan neutral zone. They are prisoners of war now.
Commander, you have me at a disadvantage. I don't know your name.
Where are my manners? The name is Commander Merrock.
Commander Merrick, this is an accident, I assure you. There's no reason that our ship would have come into the neutral zone such as this. What purpose would it have served? To get them disabled? This is not a war ship anyway. I know this ship fairly well, and I believe that there is some grave mistake. Likely a Dominion doing, if you ask me.
Well, it seems to me nowadays that the Starfleet is using the word Dominion quite often to basically provide a reason for all acts of sabotage and attack and destruction.
Commander, have we attacked you?
Well,
I believe they were attacked first, were they not?
Well, the attack was a response for encroaching the Romulan. Let's see the words. The Romulan neutral zone. And as per treaty, we are allowed to defend the neutral zone. I don't need to remind you about the treaty now, do I, Captain?
No, Commander, and I am not blaming you for your attack. All I wish is that I will recover the crew of the ship.
I cannot allow that, Captain. I cannot allow anybody off that ship, and I cannot allow that ship to leave the neutral zone.
Is he speaking to me from the disabled ship?
Yes, he is speaking to you from the disabled ship.
Commander, you are in no shape to give demands, I think.
Captain, I've heard a lot about you, and I will tell you this. You might be able to browbeat Commander Taleria, and he says that word in a very dismissive fashion. as though he doesn't think very highly of her. But I am a different beast altogether. You are more than welcome to encroach into the neutral zone. You are more than welcome to start a fight with us. But believe you me when I say this, if you do that, and even if we can't defend ourselves, the response that you're going to get from the Romulan Empire is not one that you're going to like. You seem to be already fighting a war with the Klingons. And again, there's a dismissive look on his face, as Romulans generally have to. You do not want to fight with us as well. So, what other options can you provide me?
What is it you would like, Commander?
You have made many a bold claim, saying that this was a mistake and this is not the Federation's intent, but you have no proof, nothing to show me. All you have are lies and misdirection. I cannot let that go.
I can show you the manifest, and I can send you. Let me ask you out of character real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Would the Nightingale have a transponder, basically like a black box in an airplane that, hey, this is where I am, this is where I am, this is where I am, in relation to.
So yes, it has. The computers would definitely keep log of its flight trajectory. Now, out of character and out of the game per se, you would not want to give that entire data away because
I would not. Yes.
Yeah. But that doesn't stop you from doing your own investigations at this point, running tasks, doing things to see what really, because clearly the ship is in the neutral zone. It is not. You can clearly see on your tactical screens that it is in the neutral zone, and the Romulans have a fair claim. Like they're definitely being heavy-handed, and they know they're getting away with it because the Federation cannot afford a huge row with them at this critical juncture, right? So he definitely has the upper hand on that front.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Captain, I seem to have you in a bind there. Take your time, think about it. Looks like nobody's going anywhere, and let me know your response." Commander Merrock out.
Nobunaga frowns and.
So I would say at this point, I would like to bring the game to a close, and you guys can discuss, next session, beginning of the next session, a little RP on, because it's pretty much. I don't want it to be all on the captain's head. He might be your captain, but this is Starfleet, and you guys should give your inputs to him. In the end, he decides, but everybody should give input so he can come up with the best decision. So the next session is going to start we've barely ever used this room, and I would like to use this because, well, I like that room.
Ready
the not the ready room. This is your war room. It's like basically where you before you go into extremely tense and difficult situations.
The situation room.
The situation room, exactly. So the next episode, the next session is going to start here with all of you in the situation room, trying to figure out the best approach and ideas on how you can resolve the situation. And I understand that the campaign is coming to a close, but if that doesn't mean that if you take the wrong decision, there won't be like massive repercussion. So,
I know.
I have one question. I'm assuming when we came in, when sensors pick up stuff, does the Nightingale have shields?
I would say you should make notes of all of that because those are all good tasks to run. Because this particular mission, which is your final mission, I'm running it as many stages. You just had a massive fight. You are now in an extremely threatening situation, and while time seems short, there's always enough time to do all sorts of tests and theories and come up with data to support and discard theories. So things like that, that's exactly one of the first things you want to do, is to run scans on the Nightingale, see how badly damaged she is, see where she's damaged.
Yeah, because if she don't have shields, they could have easily transported the Admiral. So.
Do you want me to end the recording at this point?
Yeah, this would be a good time to end recording, and